we have all our religions, all our philosophies, all our common sense, all our gossip suggests that we know how to be good. The great problem for us is being good all the time. Now, we're already having seminars where philosophers are meeting with automobile makers to talk about whether autonomous vehicles should protect the driver against the interests of the pedestrians, say.
The very famous problem of exactly would you hit yourself into a wall rather than not hit a pedestrian.
What's interesting about that is whether machines are better at that than us, thinking through all the options in half a second. Clearly they would be. The fact remains that we are now contemplating handing over a fundamentally moral decision to a machine. Shall I swerve and hit the truck and kill myself, or shall I swerve and hit the person on the pavement? And that seems to me like a civilizational turning point, that we have actually passed some moral decision-making over to a machine. And it's very, very strong in AI military research, where decisions could be taken, life and death decisions could be taken by machines. So our toe is in we've just put a toe in the Pacific Ocean that lies before us. We have no idea where we're going. The bookshelves and bookstores are already filling with what we should do but the problem is we're competing now in an open world, and if we ban something in the United States, they'll be doing it in Mexico, and we cannot stop ourselves. It's irresistible. So whether we can take control of the process or not.
Well,
I rather doubt it.
I rather doubt we can. And by the way, I would now, in the modern world, I'd say if they banned something in Mexico, it would happen in the United States. So I'd like to reverse that. But the notion that I have been very disappointed. I've been part of a number of AI meetings by the notion that I read from sophisticated philosophers that the big challenge is to build in to AI universal human values. And I say, what universal human values? You name one that we don't disobey if they're learning empirically, that we don't disobey every day. In fact, most people, if in this driving question, if they're told that the car is going to kill them rather than the pedestrians, they won't want to, because most people, if they hit someone, they'll say, well, I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
But of course they could help it, but they didn't choose to kill themselves. And and this notion, so that's just one example of I know of no universal human values that would make a machine at least behave like humans.
Well, Nature published the results of a huge survey on should you swerve or not, and fundamentally the question boils down to who are the most valuable human beings? And one group, so it was 3 groups, and it was a huge planetary research. One group comprised North America and Europe. And there was a huge consensus. The most valuable human beings are children. In China, the most valuable human beings are old people.
Yes.
Now, you and I might be thinking, finally, there's something about China we really love. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But that would tend to agree with you. On the other hand, I think that there are some fundamental notions that are almost instinctive in human beings about returning favors, of trying to be kind to each other. I mean, I know that people are not generally criminal. Here we are, 8 million of us in just, a couple of thousand acres. And on the whole, it works. Cities are a most extraordinary thing. Most people, I've just come from New York, everyone in this very crowded city in Manhattan was very friendly and wanted to cook food for me in return for a few dollars and give me a nice bed in a hotel, and nobody murdered me. So I think I disagree a little. I think there are some pretty fundamental things we could tell robots to do and not do. But the trouble is to function at the more complex level of social life.